Good morning, Year 1. We are back for some more maths today. So we've been looking at sharing and halving so far this week, and I thought you guys are so good at it that we're going to move on and we're going to have a look at grouping. So today our focus is looking at grouping amounts to solve some calculations. So I'm going to need your help. So if you haven't got a piece of paper and a pencil ready, you can pause me now and go and grab those things, and then we can have a go at some calculations together. Okay, so here's our first challenge. So I've got some cubes here and I want to put them into equal groups of 2. And remember, if they're equal, that means they have to have the same amount in each group. Okay, so we need to put them into groups of 2. So I've got 2 here, that's my first group. Here's another 2 and 2 there. Okay, so I've put them into equal groups of 2. I've got none left over. Let's double check that they've all got the same amount. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so I've got some equal groups of 2. I would like you to write down how many equal groups of 2 have I got. So how many groups have I got? Write that down in your books now. Fantastic. So we have got 1, 2, 3 equal groups of 2. Fantastic. Okay, here's our next challenge. So we've got some more cubes, and again we want to put them into equal groups of 2. So we've got 2 here, 2 here, 2, 2, and 2. So we've put them into equal groups of 2. Now, you need to count how many equal groups of 2 we've got. So how many groups have we got? Can you write that down in your books for me? Fantastic. So let's count them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Fantastic. So we've got 5 equal groups of 2. And how many did we have all together? So we can count in our 2's to help us. So we can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Fantastic. We had 10 all together. Super work. Let's try another one. Okay, here's our next challenge. So we've got some more cubes. We've got a different amount. And again, we need to put them in equal groups of 2. And we want to know then how many we've got all together. So I'm going to put them in the equal groups. So I'm going to put them in 2's. Another group of 2. There's another group of 2. And I'll put this one down here so you can see as well. Okay, so you need to now work out how many equal groups of 2 we've got. So count the groups and write it down for me in your books. Okay, if you've done that, you now need to count in your 2's and find out how many we've got all together. And I'd like you to write that down in your book as well. Okay, hopefully you've counted them now. So we needed to know how many equal groups of 2 we had. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equal groups of 2. And how many did we have all together? Shout it out. 14. Brilliant. We had 14 cubes all together. Fantastic. Let's try a tricky one now. Here's your next challenge. This time, the number's not 2 anymore. The number is 5. So this time we need equal groups of 5. So there'll be 5 in each group. So can you count 5 with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's check we've got 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got my group there and my group there. Brilliant. And we've got none left over, so we've shared them equally. They both have the same amount. How many equal groups of 5 have we got? So how many groups have we got? Write it down for me. Brilliant. We've got 2 equal groups of 5. Fantastic. And can you write down how many there are all together? Brilliant. There are 10 cubes all together. You could even count in front. You can go 5, 10. Fantastic. Let's try another one. Okay, so I've got a different amount of cubes this time. And again, we are splitting them into equal groups of 5. So we need to count them into groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my first group. So I'll do another group over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my second group. And then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are my groups of 5. Just make them really clear for you. Okay? So how many equal groups of 5 have we got? Can you write that down? Fantastic. We've got 1, 2, 3 groups of 5. Fantastic. And how many have we got all together? Can you write it down once you've counted? How many all together? Okay, hopefully you've counted those. So we've got 5, 10, 15 altogether. Super. Okay, we've got lots of cubes this time. And I think this time we're going to do equal groups of 10. Okay, so each group needs to have 10 in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move these to the side while I put them into their groups. So we've got 1, can you count with me? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's our first group. And then our second group we'll do down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I haven't got any more left over. So I've used all of my cubes and I counted them to check that I had the same amount in each group. So how many equal groups of 10 have we got? Can you write it down? Brilliant. We've got 1, 2 equal groups of 10. And how many have we got all together? I wonder if you could count in your tens to find out how many we've got all together and write it down. We've got 20 altogether. 10, 20. Fantastic. Here's our next challenge. So this time we want equal groups of 3. So let's put them into 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I've put them into equal groups of 3. I've got none left over. How many groups have I got? Can you write it down? How many groups have I got? Brilliant. I've got 1, 2, 3 equal groups of 3. And how many all together have I got? So you can count them now and write down how many all together. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 altogether. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, this is going to be our last one that we do together. So we have got some more cubes and we need to put them into equal groups of 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our first group. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our next group. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've double checked them, we've counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have 4 in, we have none left over. How many equal groups of 4 have we got? Write it down for me. Super, we've got 1, 2, 3. 3 equal groups of 4. And how many have we got all together? Can you count and write it down for me? Brilliant, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 all together. Fantastic. You've done some amazing work. Thank you so much for helping me to work out the different numbers of groups. Now you can have a go at home at grouping with different objects. So you might have some Lego bricks at home that you could use. You might find some sticks in your garden that you could use. You might have some pencils. Why don't you have a go at home at getting some objects together and putting them into equal groups? And try putting into groups of different numbers. Now remember, they have to have the same amount in each group, otherwise it won't work. We would love to see if you have a go on your own at some grouping. You could send us a photo or a video of you doing some grouping. You've done some fantastic work, so well done, and we will see you again very soon. Bye.